And then for Spurs, they've got Hugo Lloris in goal, a back three of Davis, Dyer and Romero from left to right. Sessegnon, Højbjerg, Bentancur and Emerson Royal. And up front, Son, Harry Kane and Kulusevski. As far as the news going into this fixture goes, well, it was a last gasp. Pontus Jansson winner against Watford that secure Brentford their third successive Premier League win. They do come into this fixture in good form. They've won 5 of their last 6 Premier League games. Their defeat in their last 6 was a defeat against Leicester. Spurs themselves, well, they've won 4 of their last 6, but of course last time out, that shock surprise defeat 1-0 at home to Brighton, which obviously has given Arsenal the opportunity to catch them up with those 2 wins that they've had since Spurs last played. Of course, Arsenal played in midweek against Chelsea as well, a 4-2 win at Stamford Bridge there. Goals, though, haven't been an issue for Spurs, and certainly if it does come down to goal difference between themselves and Arsenal for 4th place, they are well set. They've scored at least 2 in 5 of their last 6 Premier League away games. Though they did actually fail to muster a single shot on target in that defeat against Brighton last time out. Brentford, certainly they will fancy the chances of causing upset though this evening. They've got a solid record in Premier League London derbies this season. They've got 14 points against London opposition. And another victory here, we see Brentford leapfrog top. Back heel by him, but no, he wasn't. The flag is up over on the far side, and it's going to be a free kick to Brentford. Back with the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper for Brentford this evening, David Raya, the Spaniard. Plays it out towards this right-hand side. Long ball forward now, low on the deck, right-footed towards half, but intercepted by Spurs at the expense of a throw-in on the halfway line for Brentford down there. And side. Throw is taken and paid back towards the right back position for the hosts. And Pontus Jansson plays it back to his goalkeeper inside his 6-yard area. Plays it out low towards the edge of the penalty area. Now back to the right back position again. Out towards this touchline now. The right hand side for Brentford. Long ball forward towards the halfway line. Flipped on and out towards this right hand side. Ball up in the air now on the halfway line. There's a header down for Spurs, but it's actually a fortuitous one because it's fallen kindly for Brentford. Ball out towards the left-hand side now, corner of the penalty area. This is better from Brentford. They've got the ball on the edge of the Tottenham penalty area. Not really going anywhere. Backs to goal as they play it up towards the far side. In the end, the challenge comes in for Spurs by Kulusevski to win the ball back, and Spurs quick to gift the ball back immediately to Brentford. They have the ball on the halfway line. Low ball left-footed out towards the left-hand touchline. A bit scrappy early doors as Spurs win the ball back again over on the far side. This time with Højbjerg, who plays the ball high towards the halfway line. Ball still up in the air, a little bit scrappy, but Harry Kane manages to win it, but he's tackled well. Ball towards the edge of the penalty area is intercepted. The Spurs have the ball once more midway inside their own half, this time with the number 30, Bentancur. Bentancur low ball up towards the far side. Spurs still just inside their own half. A bit of space now, just central inside their own half, and then a low ball out towards his near side. It's a little bit short. Spurs have retained possession, but they're doing their best to lose it, and they have lost it. Here's an opportunity for Brentford. Ball towards the edge of the penalty. A low ball, low shot comes in on the edge of the box from Mbeumo, and he drags it wide of the left-hand post. Sloppy play, though, by Spurs down this near side, losing possession, allowing Brentford to break. And in the end, it was Mbeumo who the ball fell kindly to. He's taken a deflection, though, so it will be a corner to Brentford. And this near side is going to be taken by Christian Eriksen then. First opportunity for him to make his mark in this game. 4 minutes played, no goals. Right-footed corner to come in from the right-hand side for Brentford for Christian Eriksen to take. Left arm goes up. And it comes now, right-footed, headed clear on the edge of the 6-yard area. Brentford will pick the ball up. It's gone all the way back to the halfway line. In fact, Brentford have to play it back to the goalkeeper. He's gone way outside of his area. Takes one touch, then kicks long right-footed towards the left-hand corner of the penalty area. Attempted cross comes in. It's taken a deflection off the Spurs player. It's going to be another corner to the Bees, this time from the left-hand side. Looks as if again Eriksen's going to trot over and take this one. Took one from the right-hand side. Going to whip this one in as well. He's getting a great reaction from the Spurs fans in the corner. Actually good to see this as Eriksen comes over. He's acknowledged the Spurs support as well. That's where the away fans are sitting this afternoon, and really, really appreciative of their former man. He's going to take this corner now right-footed from the left-hand side for Brentford. Again, that left arm goes up for Eriksen, and it comes now right-footed. It's got a lot on it. It's going to pull towards the far post, looped up ball towards the edge of the 6-yard area, and then a header down, and that's gone wide and through for a goal kick. Or has it? Referee saying another corner, I think. And Mbeumo it was with the header. From what I could see, it looked as if Mbeumo got the header in, and it sort of bounced down inside the 6-yard area before going behind, but it must have taken a nip off of a Spurs player because it has gone behind for another corner again from the left-hand side. And again, it was Christian Eriksen to take it right-footed for Brentford. Up goes that left arm again, and it comes down right-footed again. It's a long one. In fact, it's exactly the same one as before, really. And a volley in, which is cleared. Comes back towards the edge of the penalty area. In the end, Spurs managed to clear it towards the halfway line. They've got to be careful here, and they are. And the ball is played back to the goalkeeper just inside his D. Kicks out low right-footed towards the left-hand side. Back towards the goalkeeper immediately. Takes one touch to get it on his left foot, and he kicks long left-footed down the centre of the field, just over the halfway line. Headed clear for Spurs and back into the Brentford half. Drops kindly for the visitors on the halfway line, though, and now Brentford coming forward once more, but I think the flag is up anyway for an offside as Christian Eriksen started to make his way towards the Tottenham penalty area. We'll be looking for more goals tonight from Ivan Toney. 14 for him so far this season, makes him the top scorer for the Bees. It's from Mbeumo, who's got the 8. Ball out towards this near side now for Spurs. It's with Ben Davies. He's a ball towards the halfway line. Low ball in field towards Harry Kane. Kane can't quite control it. He's a bit short, and then just a snapped kind of ball forward for Spurs down the centre of the field, goes all the way through to the goalkeeper. David Weir in all light blue this evening for Brentford. Bowls it up towards the left-hand side this time. Put a ball out towards the left-hand touchline. Played back towards the left-back position once more for Brentford, just in front of their own 18-yard line. In the end, played back to the goalkeeper just inside the D. Low ball out towards this near side this time, and then a square ball towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. And that's Bex Sorensen, one of many Danes in the starting lineup for Brentford this evening. Brentford still have possession just inside their own half, bringing it now towards the halfway line. There's a low ball right-footed out towards the near side over the halfway line. It is. You see in these early stages that Brentford, a team certainly high in confidence at the moment with their recent performance. Jensen plays a long ball towards the left-hand side, control but on the chest, but then the challenge comes in. And then the ball's gone out of play. It's going to be a throw-in. Quickly dig ball forward, right-footed towards the edge of the penalty area, is headed clear by Spurs. Back on the halfway line and inside the centre circle once more with the hosts. Low ball left-footed, played forward, is controlled, and Spurs have it back on the halfway line. Now here's an opportunity for Son. He's got Harry Kane in front of him. He finds Harry Kane about 35 yards out. Kane, ball towards the right-hand side, or the left-hand side I should say, was a disappointing one. Just didn't quite have enough on it as Kulusevski was making a run down the left-hand side, and the ball's gone out of play now over the far side. It's going to be a Brentford throw midway inside their own half down their left-hand side in front of the North Stand here at the Brentford Stadium. Decent opportunity for a break there for Spurs. Son played the right ball towards Harry Kane, and Harry Kane was looking towards his right-hand side, looking for the run, which was eventually made by the Swede Kulusevski, but the ball didn't quite have enough on it. It allowed the challenge to come in as the Brentford goalkeeper kicks long forward. There's a flick on. It's gone out of play. It's going to be a Spurs throw on the halfway line down their left-hand side. Sessegnon to take this one, so about 10 yards shy of the halfway line, I'd say, inside the Spurs half. Sessegnon takes the throw. Spurs make a hash of that as it's played forward They lose possession, they've won it back, just volleyed up into the air, nowhere in particular. Just a clear for Spurs by Højbjerg towards the halfway line. It bounces a couple of times out towards this near side. It's a throw into Brentford on the halfway line down that right-hand side. Now with Janssen, square ball by him across the centre of the Brentford half, back towards this near side, and again with the Swede Janssen. It's with Royslett. There's a low ball forward just over the halfway line for Brentford. Gets the ball back immediately and then plays it out towards the left-hand side. Cut out by Spurs, but Brentford still have possession in the end. They just played it out beyond the touchline and give it a throw into Spurs on the halfway line down their right-hand side. Minutes played here at the Brentford Stadium. Not much to report thus far, to be quite honest. A fairly steady start by both teams. The team giving an inch thus far. Spurs now have possession midway inside their own half. With Bentancur looking towards the right-hand side. There's a low ball forward looking for Harry Kane. He's immediately pushed off of the ball. And it's back with the Brentford goalkeeper. Takes one touch and then kicks it on right-footed. Looks towards the left-hand side this time. Header up into the air and bounces kindly for Brentford inside the centre circle. Now there's the ball forward, intercepted by Spurs though, and it's back now with the number 30, Bentancur, who's had as much possession inside his first 10 minutes as anybody. Plays forward towards Stani, brings the ball just over the halfway line and makes his way towards his left-hand side. Plays it back towards the halfway line and once more Bentancur inside the centre circle. Now it is for Spurs with the number 15, Eric Dyer. Dyer decides to leave it for Romero. Back inside the centre circle once more and Bentancur again. Spurs working the ball from right to left this time and out towards this near touchline, hugging the touchline for Spurs. He's the number 19, Ryan Sessegnon. Big ball forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Harry Kane goes down, tries to get back on his feet, and before he can, the ball's put out of play for a corner to Spurs. Good defending that by the number 18, Pontus Jansson for Brentford. Spurs looking to break, looking to get Harry Kane involved, and Kane had his back to goal. He was under pressure and fell over actually inside the penalty area. When he got back to his feet, the ball was there, still there to be won, and then lashed out of play for a corner to Spurs, the first of the evening for them from the right-hand side. It's going to be an outswinger, right-footed, and it comes now right-footed. Sails over everybody's head and up towards this near side. It's headed out of play. It's going to be a throw into Spurs down this near side, level with the edge of the Brentford penalty area. Sessegnon takes it, throws it back down the line towards Højbjerg. Højbjerg plays it inside the centre circle as Spurs look to build once more out towards the right-hand side this time. And Romero, the Argentinian, plays the ball down the line and Spurs retain possession well. Looking to get Son involved, looking to get Harry Kane involved. Now low ball left-footed out towards his near side, and Sessegnon hugging the touchline. Sessegnon comes in field, looking for the 1-2. It's back with Sessegnon now inside the penalty area towards the left-hand side, and the ball's cut back towards the near post, and Janssen puts it behind for another corner. And the Spurs pressure is building here. Second corner in succession, this time from the left-hand side. Dyer's come forward for this one, just see him having a word with Harry Kane inside the penalty area there. Both of them sort of stood on the penalty spot. Now what can Spurs produce with this corner? It's going to be taken by Son. And so often the set pieces are for Spurs, right-footed. Here it comes now towards the near post, disappointing corner, which is cleared easily at the near post for Brentford. They might have a break on it if they play this one right. The ball's bounced kindly for them over on the far side. It's with the number 14, Simon Godos. Strong challenge coming in on the far side. In fact, that's come off of the Brentford player. It's going to be a throw into Spurs midway inside the Brentford half, down the Spurs right-hand side. They've taken it quickly. It's with Højbjerg, just outside the centre circle, inside the Brentford half. Plays it out towards his near side. He's a crossing opportunity. Goes for the Loesch. Ball inside the penalty area, looking for Harry Kane. It's cleared though for Brentford down the line. It will be picked up by Spurs. Had the fair share of the possession inside this first 15 minutes. Brentford started brightly, it has to be said, but Spurs last 5 minutes or so have had for the possession and look dangerous as they look to get themselves back in fourth place in the Premier League come the end of the evening. Back in pole position for that last Champions League spot. Ball forward is towards Son. Son can't control it, and it's out for a throw into Brentford, inside their own half, down their right-hand side. Spurs won the previous fixture between these two this season, the reverse fixture at White Hart Lane, 2-0. Son getting on the score sheet for that one, and Canos with an own goal. Spurs have possession again now on the halfway line with Bentsanker inside the centre circle now. He looks towards the right-hand side, just bringing the ball forward almost at walking pace. Low ball out towards the right-hand side, back in field once more to Højbjerg. Plays it back towards the halfway line, and inside the centre circle is Eric Dyer. Dyer brings the ball over the halfway line, gets the ball on his right foot and plays it towards the right-hand side, this time for Spurs. Brentford are compact, they're organised, they're difficult to break down, and Spurs are going to have to certainly show an improvement to what they showed in against Brighton last week as they go all the way back to the goalkeeper. It's Hugo Lloris stood on his penalty spot, takes one touch and then right-footed dinks it towards the right-hand side this time. Has the ball gone out of play? Brentford think it has, and I believe it has. It will be a throw-in to the hosts midway inside the Spurs half, over on the far side, the Brentford left. Is taken towards the edge of the penalty area. It's cleared up towards the left-hand side with Brentford again. Played back towards the halfway line though for the hosts, just to retain possession. Allows Spurs to get back in position and attempt to push Brentford back once more. They do still retain possession. There's the ball over the halfway line, laid off towards the left-hand side for the hosts. Now then, left-footed ball drilled towards this near side. There's only a space down this right-hand side. There's the attempted cross. It's come off of a Spurs player. It's going to be a corner. Number 14, it was Saman Ghoddos, the Iranian, who was in acres of space down this right-hand side. It was drilled towards him, trying to get the first time ball into the box. Deflects off the back of the Spurs player. It's a corner to Brentford, the third so far this evening. It's once again Christian Eriksen. Is it going to take it? He's taken the previous two. Will be Eriksen, right-footed from the right-hand side, and it comes. There's the header. Oh, and a fantastic save by Hugo Lloris, but it looks certain to be in the top corner, and the opening goal of the evening. And the referee stopped play actually because Lloris, I think, has injured himself in that save. Fantastic save it was as well. It was a lovely corner that came in, and there was a header from about 8 yards out, which Lloris saved acrobatically. Let's have a look at a replay of this one just to see. There's the header, and it was pushed clear. Just trying to see who it was who got the header in there for. I think it came off the crossbar actually, looking at it. It was the number 17 for Brentford, Ivan Toney. It may possibly have been fingertips from Lloris to get the ball onto the bar. It certainly came pushing back off the bar, and as Lloris fell following the dive, he's injured his shoulder by the looks of things. And he seems to be back on his feet now and appears to be okay, but that's the closest we've come to a breakthrough here this evening. A fantastic header by Ivan Toney. 14 goals from this season, so close to making it 15. It remains Brentford 0, Tottenham 0. It's going to be a bounce ball over on the far side. Brentford had possession, so you assume that they'll just drop it and Brentford will regain possession, which they do. They played it back towards the halfway line. Christian Eriksen floats the ball out towards the left-hand side. Lovely ball as well from the Icelandic. Now is a crossing opportunity possibly for Brentford. They're level with the edge of the Spurs penalty area. Low ball in towards the box. It's half cleared by Spurs, but still possession is Eriksen. Now 25 yards out, plays the ball low in towards the penalty area. It's cleared by Spurs out towards the halfway line. Picked up again by the hosts. Suddenly things have changed again. We had 5 minutes of pressure from Spurs, and now it's the hosts who are controlling things as they win themselves another corner, this time down the right-hand side. Fourth of the evening. Good play by Mbuemo, the Frenchman, there to win that corner for Brentford. So again, it'll be Christian Eriksen, so close to breaking the deadlock from the last corner 2 or 3 minutes ago. It's from the right-hand side. It's going to be right-footed from Eriksson, and Ivan Toney's the man to watch there inside that penalty area. And it comes now. He goes for the short one this time. Eriksson gets the ball back immediately. He has the ball on his left foot. There's the lower ball into the box, headed clear on the edge of the 6-yard area. Ball still up in the air and not clear convincingly by Spurs, causing their own problems here at the moment, the visitors, and as they try and clear and make their way towards the halfway line. Brentford snatch the ball back again and have possession down this near side. It's back on the halfway line now with Roeslev. Get out towards the left-hand side this time for Brentford. Some big nights here back in the Premier League this season. Started obviously all the way back in August with that 2-0 win against Arsenal on the opening weekend. And a big night here against Chelsea, of course, where they played so well but ended up on the losing side. Fortuitously for Chelsea, really, who were outplayed that night. Even Thomas Tuchel admitted that. Ball still with the hosts on the halfway line. 53% possession inside the first 20 minutes for Brentford, 47 for the visitors, and no good shots on target or off target even for Spurs so far this evening. 5 for Brentford and 1 on target. Ball played down the line, down the left-hand side. It's flicked on, and Toney picks the ball up over on the halfway line. Does he win himself a throw? And he does. Good play by the Brentford forward as he tries to take the throw in quickly, and again Spurs have had to put the ball out of play. It's another corner, the 6th of the contest so far. This time it'll be from the left-hand side. You assume once again Eriksson will take it. And again Eriksson going over towards that left-hand side where the Spurs fans are, and again receiving that round of applause. So it'll be a right footer from the left-hand side this time for Brentford. Drills it in. Toney goes for the volley, and I think that one's nicked off of a Spurs player. It's gone behind for another corner. That was a training ground exercise, that one. He drilled it towards the far post. There was about 8 yards out. Toney, right-footed, trying to drill it back towards the far post. Took a nick off a Spurs player. It's out for another corner. Again over on the far side. Again Eriksson to take it. Plenty of red and white shirts lurking inside that penalty area, looking to get on the end of this Christian Eriksen corner. And it comes now right-footed, headed clear by Harry Kane, actually on the edge of the 6-yard area out towards the far side. Play it back towards the halfway line just to retain possession. The goalkeeper's popped up there just outside the centre circle. Kicks long right-footed towards the left-hand side this time. Headed clear for Spurs. Picked up by Kulusevski. Retreating back towards his 18-yard line. He's done well though, and Spurs can bring the ball clear now as it's played out towards this left-hand side. Ben Davies plays it in field to Dyer. New ball over the halfway line. Lovely flick on by Santos. Kane goes down under a challenge to a free kick to Spurs. It was Roeslev with the challenge. Free kick is just inside the Brentford half, taken quickly. Kane took it himself. To Ben Davies on the left-hand side, back in field now for Spurs with Højbjerg. Out towards the right-hand side now for Spurs, and Romero plays the ball in field. Now it's central inside the Brentford half with Højbjerg to Don, back to Højbjerg again, right footed ball low out towards his near side, and Sessegnon looking for the shape to get the crossing, goes down towards the dead ball line, tries to cut it back and wins himself a corner. This time off of Saman Ghoddos, the Iranian. Way through the first half here in West London. Brentford 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Fairly even contest so far. Short corner this time for Spurs. Back to Son again, who took the corner from Sessegnon. So the pressure from 2 Brentford players plays it back to Sessegnon again. Oh, and that's poor from Sessegnon as he played to lay it back to Son. Didn't have enough on it. Brentford have won back possession. They have it now on the edge of their penalty area. Played back towards the goalkeeper inside his centre, inside his 6-yard area. Kicks long left-footed towards the halfway line. Controlled well on the halfway line for Spurs by Bentancur. Now inside the centre circle once again with Højbjerg. Højbjerg leaves it this time for Romero. Brentford doing well to snuffle out Spurs and prevent them getting space, and certainly prevent those telling runs from Son and Kane as a long ball's played forward down the left-hand side. Looking for Sessegnon's got far too much on it, is through for a goal kick. Just looking at Antonio Conte on the touchline there, as animated as he ever is. Certainly would be an achievement for Conte if he could push Tottenham on towards the Champions League in his first season, not first full season of course, but be looking to build for next season, and certainly with the lure of the Champions League certainly helping the transfer market in the summer. The Spurs look to lure players and transfer targets towards White Hart Lane. Spurs now have possession midway inside their own half. It's with Højbjerg. As the ball forward down the right-hand side, this time for Romero. Challenge comes in on the halfway line and Brentford win the ball back. They immediately give possession back to Spurs though, as it's played back towards the right-back position. And then back to Hugo Lloris, just inside his 6-yard area. Right-footed ball out towards his near side. And Ben Davies. Davies can bring the ball clear outside the penalty area. Still has possession, low ball left-footed towards the halfway line where Son is there. Son does well, turns and goes down under a challenge. I think he was expecting a call from the referee, nothing doing, and suddenly Brentford have got a break on here as the ball's played in towards the near post and put out for a corner. Good run down the right-hand side by Mbeumo. As Son went down under a challenge, he lost possession on the halfway line. I think he was waiting for the referee's whistle, which was never coming. Just looking at a replay of it now, to be fair, it was a good bit of skill, a drag back from Son, but I think he just overdid it a little bit, and then the long ball down the right-hand side for Brentford. And Mbeumo tried to cut it back for Ivan Toney, put out for a corner at the near post. Again, it'll be Christian Eriksen, I don't need to tell you that. Christian Eriksen has taken every corner so far for Brentford and probably will as long as he's on the pitch. Right-footed from the right-hand side for Brentford. Here it comes now. Headed clear. Out towards the far side, and it's fallen kindly for a Spurs player, and in the end, there's a push in the back on Kulusevski. It's going to be a free kick. Matthias Jensen it was with the push as he tried to win the ball back for Brentford. Just a little too eager this time. Dane. So free kick to Spurs deep inside their own half, which they've already taken. That's with Højbjerg. Is it forward to Bentancur out towards the right-hand side. Spurs still midway inside their own half. Now an opportunity to bring the ball over the halfway, and there's a left-footed ball low to Sessegnon down his near side. Sessegnon forward looking for Harry Kane. It's put out of play down this near side. Spurs throw in midway inside the Brentford half, down the Spurs left-hand side, which Sessegnon's taken quickly. He's turned and thrown it back towards the halfway line towards Ben Davies. Ben Davies square ball by him towards Eric Dyer. Dyer out towards the right-hand side. Spurs still just about inside their own half. Now the ball's played over the halfway line, but then immediately played back towards the halfway line. Now it's inside the centre circle with Højbjerg once more for Spurs. Plays it high towards the right-hand side. Spurs player gone down. Referee's allowed play to continue. Spurs have possession anyway. Son now about 35 yards out, has the ball on his left foot. Low ball out towards his near side. First time ball by Sessegnon, attempted cross. It deflects clear out towards his near side, and Son picks it up again on the corner of the penalty area. Plays it back to Ben Davies. Davies, oh my goodness, plays it the square ball to Bentancur. He tries the shot and gets it horribly wrong. Slices the ball far wide, not particularly handsome, but for a goal kick. Minutes played. Brentford 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Goal kick for Brentford for David Raya, the Spaniard, to take. It's been a kick long. Right footed down the centre of the field, well over the halfway line, looking for the flick on from Toney, which he does get, but it falls kindly for a Spurs player. Clear towards the halfway line, it's inside the centre circle now. Right ball out towards this near side for Brentford. There's the right footed ball down the line, looking for Mbeumo. It's gone out of play for a throw as Mbeumo's gone down, holding his face. Down on his haunches now the Frenchman, just on the touchline down this near side. It's going to be okay, to be fair. It will be a throw into Spurs deep inside their own half. And who's to say Brian Mbuemo's back on his feet. Spurs have a throw in, which Ryan Sessegnon will take. It's level with the edge of the Spurs penalty area down their left-hand side. It's taken, and Spurs have gifted possession back to Brentford, but Brentford immediately give the ball back to Spurs. Long ball forward towards the halfway line, headed clear for Brentford. Eriksson plays the ball towards the penalty area, bounces a couple of times and goes through to Hugo Lloris. Lloris wastes no time at all in picking that one from hands long for Brentford. As a Brentford player gone down inside their half. Play continues for now. Just keep an eye on that. In the end, referee has stopped play, I believe. As soon as it stopped, as soon as so often happens, as soon as the players died again, the feet again. Just trying to see which player it is that's gone down. It's number 18, Pontus Jansson, the Swede, just holding his left thigh. Martin Atkinson's come over just to have a word with the Swede. He tangled with Harry Kane as that long ball was played forward for Spurs. One possession, but at the expense of a little niggle to his left leg. I think he's going to be okay. Just kind of gingerly walking it off now. Hasn't required attention. As the game commences, and the ball's back with the goalkeeper now, David Raya. David Raya, who kicks long right-footed. Ball up in the air and there to be won. It's lofted clear towards the halfway line for Spurs. It's a little bit scrappy, but Spurs have one possession, and it's with the number 30, Bentancur. Plays it back inside his own half to Romero. Romero, square ball to Bentancur again. Right-footed ball out towards his near side. There's space this time for Sessegnon. That's Ben Davies, I should say. Ben Davies brings the ball over the halfway line and then plays it back inside the centre circle once more with Eric Dyer. Dyer plays the ball towards the right-hand side, and Romero now with the ball just inside the Brentford half. Low ball forward is a disappointing one. Brentford have cleared it towards the halfway line, but they've lost possession immediately. It's just played to a Spurs player on the halfway line. Spurs have possession inside the centre circle. There's the ball forward towards Son. Son here with an opportunity with his back to goal, about 40 yards out, just to the left of centre. Is it in field this time to Højbjerg. Højbjerg out towards this near side, level with the edge of the penalty area. Sessegnon back in field once more. This is intricate play by Spurs as they look to thread the needle really inside that Brentford penalty area. Brentford have cleared it out towards this near side, but he picked up by Spurs again, and Ben Davies. Davies plays the ball in field once more. This is good possession. Here's Son now, skips past one challenge, has the ball on the edge of the penalty area, goes down under a challenge. Play continues. I'm not sure if the referee's going to bring that back. There was a challenge on Son as the ball goes behind for a goal kick. Lovely skill by Son. Took the ball with his back to goal about 30 yards out. And he's gone down, looking at the replay of that, he's gone down far too easily on the edge of the penalty area as the challenge came in. In the end, the ball did break kindly for Spurs. The cross came in, but it was a disappointing one which sailed over the crossbar and through for a goal kick. But a couple of glimpses of what the Korean can do in this first half. Lovely bits of skill, but I was still waiting for our first shot on target from either side so far this evening, as the goal kick is taken for Brentford. Ball inside the centre circle will be picked up for the hosts. Low ball left-footed out towards the left-hand side, just inside the Spurs half, and they'll play back inside the Brentford half. Back with the goalkeeper once more, just to the right-hand side of his 6-yard area. Takes one touch and then low out towards this near side to Roroslev. Back to the goalkeeper again. This time plays out towards the left-hand side. Now here's an opportunity for Brentford to bring the ball over the halfway line, which they've done. Just retaining possession on the halfway line. The Bees just over 11 minutes to half-time. Still no goals here at the Brentford Stadium. Brentford 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. It's all very patient. It's all very pedestrian from Brentford at the moment. Low ball out towards this near side now. And Mathias Jensen. He again, just retaining possession. Brentford on the halfway line, back inside the centre circle. Now there's the long ball forward, this time towards the edge of the penalty. It might break kindly for Brentford, and the ball is put out of play down this near side. It's going to be a Brentford throw, and it was Eriksson with the ball forward. And this throw-in is level with the edge of the Spurs penalty area down the Brentford right-hand side. And it looks as if Matthias Jensen, the number 8, will take it. From Eriksson, looking for Mbuemo. Change of decision with regards to the thrower then. Mansbeck Sorensen, one of the Danes, is going to take this one, and he's a really long run up here, and he comes now. Maybe clear for Spurs towards the edge of the penalty area, headed back towards the edge of the 6-yard area. Ball still up in the air, a little bit of head tennis on the edge of the penalty area. Spurs still not clearing their lines properly. And it bounces out towards this near side for Brentford. There's the cross. It's a flick on there, and in the end it's clear for Spurs. Dab clear towards the halfway line. Brentford will scamper back to reclaim possession, play back to the goalkeeper on the edge of his penalty area. Low ball right-footed out towards this near side. Christian Eriksson now, low ball left-footed out towards the right-hand side for Brentford. To Jensen, back in field to Eriksson once more, plays it across the centre of the field. There's a low ball left-footed out towards the towards the left-hand side for Brentford this time. Nico Henry, former Walsall youth. Looking for Henry again over the far side, but Spurs have won possession back. They've immediately gifted the possession back to Brentford over on the far side, midway inside the Spurs half. It's been a little bit scrappy the last few minutes. There's Eriksson, who's conducting matters, plays a long ball forward. He gets far too much on that one, and that one's through for a goal kick. Tony acknowledges the ball forward from Eriksson, just had a bit too much on it. Tony was just holding the offside line there, just staying onside, in line with the Spurs defenders, but Eriksson's ball had too much on it, and Spurs have a goal kick. Lloris has taken it short. Referee's not happy with something here. It's ball played back. Ball back with now Hugo Lloris. All green this evening for Spurs. Ball's been out of play down this near side. It's going to be a Brentford throw. We're inside the Spurs half, down the Brentford right-hand side, played back towards the halfway line. Rowerslev back inside the Brentford half now. Brentford just retaining possession. Spurs putting them under a little bit of pressure, and turn and play it back to the goalkeeper. Takes one touch to get it onto his right foot, and then kicks long right-footed out towards this near side. There's the flick on, but it's gone out of play. Catch there by Antonio Conte, who's in his technical area. Be a throw into Brentford on the halfway line down their right-hand side. Rowerslev takes it. And then Janssen plays it back to the goalkeeper, who's just outside his D. Takes one touch and then right-footed plays it towards the left-hand side. Receives the ball back immediately. He's back inside his penalty area. Plays it low towards Janssen. Janssen plays it back to the goalkeeper once more, looking to play out from the back. This time Brentford a few times. Ray has gone with a long kick down the centre of the field, looking for the aerial threat that Brentford do have through Mbuemo and Tony. This time they've worked it well, and then they gift possession to Son. Son central inside the Brentford half, plays it back towards the halfway line for Spurs just to retain possession. And Højbjerg forward to Harry Kane, now up towards the right-hand side, a little bit of space now for Romero. Romero plays it forward to Kulusevski. Looking field to Romero once more with the bright blue boots over on the far side. Spurs plays it back towards the halfway line inside the centre circle with Eric Dyer. Dyer, right-footed ball towards the near side, and Ben Davies, then Sessegnon. Sessegnon plays it on now as an opportunity possible for Ben Davies, but ball's gone back to the goalkeeper, who's cleared up. A little bit of pressure from Davies, who's made the run forward. It's out of play now down this near side. Brentford just losing their ways in the last few moments. To have a stranglehold in this game. Sessegnon takes the throw in for Spurs on halfway line and throws it back inside his own half to Eric Dyer. Dyer central inside the Spurs half forward to Benteke. And then out towards the right-hand side. Ball digged forward, right footed. Look at the Son on the edge of the penalty area. Controls well. And then Harry Kane. I'm not sure what Harry Kane had in his mind there. Was he trying to chip the goalkeeper, possibly? It was a chip back to the goalkeeper. He kindly in his arms. Got that one wrong, Kane. I think he was in two minds, to be fair. 20 yards out. Back with the goalkeeper then. Looks as if he's going to kick long from hands this time, which he does. Right-footed. Tony tries to get the flick on. Tony's done well. Brentford have possession now. Ericsson over on the far side. Under a little bit of pressure from Romero. Does well. Plays it back towards the halfway line just to retain possession for Brentford. The team grab the initiative before half-time. Here in West London, just off of the M4. Just over 5 minutes to play. Spurs win possession back on the halfway line. Romero plays it forward to Harry Kane, who'd come deep. Back with Romero again on the halfway line. Out towards the right-hand side for Spurs. Back in field to Romero again, and back on the halfway line now with Benteke. Benteke under a little bit of pressure, just plays the short ball out towards the right-hand side. Now back inside the centre circle again with Eric Dyer. Dyer first time ball to Romero again. Good possession this from Spurs, but they're not really going anywhere. Still on the halfway line. And Brentford win the ball back. Strong challenge to win the ball back on the halfway line. Now here's Tony just outside the centre circle inside the Spurs half back. Heel by him is a decent one back inside the centre circle. The space over on the left-hand side, but this time they look towards the right-hand side. And it's Ivan Toney himself. Toney goes down under a challenge from Sessegnon. Fair one, says the referee. Sessegnon brings the ball away for Spurs. Plays it towards the halfway line. And Harry Kane has gone down under a challenge. Fair one, says the referee. Brentford win the ball back. It's continuing the scrappiness that we've had the last few moments. So it's Toney down this near side for Brentford. Plays the ball down the line. And then an attempted cross. It's got a lot of height on it, that ball, and it's gone behind, in fact, for a goal kick. Harry Kane struggling to get involved in this first 45 minutes, but Kane only needs one-sighted goal to change the fortunes of Spurs, as we know, and as we've seen so often for Spurs and for England during his career. He's been shepherded well by the Brentford defence so far. Long ball forward by Lloris. Brentford have won the ball back on the halfway line. Low ball forward down the left-hand side. Good possession this from the hosts. And just to get a foothold back in this game, really. It's been scrappy the last 5 or 10 minutes as they play the ball back to Raya, the goalkeeper. Takes the ball outside of his penalty area. Prepares to kick long, which he does now, right-footed down the centre of the field. It's got a lot on it, looking for Tony. There's the header clear for Spurs. And then picked up by the number 30, Benteke. Benteke forward to Kane inside the centre circle. Plays it towards his left-hand side. I think he was looking for Sessegnon. Sessegnon's not there. The ball's out of play. It's a Brentford throw down their right-hand side. Three minutes to half-time. Brentford 0, Spurs 0. Throw is taken by Roeslev for Brentford. Then a long ball forward, which is going to be picked up over on the far side by Emerson Royal. Emerson Royal, strong, makes the run down the right-hand side and again gets pushed over. He's going to win himself a free kick, the Spurs number 12. As he gestures towards the referee to suggest that the defender getting back should have been booked. Referee says no, play continues. Spurs have taken the free kick. It's inside the centre circle with Benteke. Then out towards this near side again, and Ben Davis. Davis back in field again to Dyer. Dyer 1-2 between himself and Højbjerg. Back with Dyer again. Dyer out towards this near side this time, and Davis. Davis brings the ball over the halfway line. He's got Sessegnon. Oh, sorry, he's got he has got Sessegnon hugging the touchline over the far side. This was the right-hand side there. There's the ball inside the penalty area. It's a cushioned header down, cleared by Brentford. Ball up in the air and there to be won about 30 yards out. Brentford have done well, and then Brentford player goes down just outside the centre circle. I think it's Buemo as he tried to break. He's gone down over the challenge. It'll be a free kick to the hosts, just inside their own half. Challenge was from Højbjerg, the Swede. And the goalkeeper for Brentford's going to take this one. So every player bar the goalkeeper now inside the Spurs half. This free kick is just outside the centre circle inside the Brentford half, central. This is if the keeper, Ray, is going to kick long right-footed. He does so towards the edge of the penalty area. Tony gets the pick on towards Mbeumo. It's put out a play down this near side. It'll be a throw into Brentford, probably midway between the byline and the edge of the penalty area, so about 10 yards out, I would say. It's going to be the number 8, Mathias Jensen, to take this one inside the last 60 seconds as we are at the 45. I think he's going to leave this one, is he, in the end? I think he is, for the 29, Sorensen. Sorensen favours the long run-up with these throws, which is what he's attempting now. He's gone right the way back to the advertising hoardings to hurl this one in towards the edge of the 6-yard area, and it comes now. So he's going to come for it. No, he's not. Headed clear out towards this near side, and again it's lofted towards the penalty area. And easy for Hugo Lloris. So Lloris kicks long from hands. Looking to release Harry Kane. There's the header for Brentford back to the goalkeeper inside his penalty area. Just waiting for the 4th official to see how long we've got left at the end of this first half. As Raya kicks long now right footed. Just going to have these 60 seconds added on at the end of this first half. Tony picks it up deep inside the Spurs half and cleared out towards this near side. Another throw into Brentford, another opportunity possibly to hurl that long throw in towards the edge of the 6-yard area. The throw in is deep inside the Spurs half, and again it will be Sorensen to take this one. This one's more like about 12 yards from the byline, and again he's gone down or back towards the advertising hoardings to hurl this one in, but in the end he decides to throw it down the line to Eriksson. Takes one touch and then left-footed clips the ball in towards the penalty area. It's inside the penalty area. Here's an opportunity possibly for Brentford. Is across the edge of the 6-yard area, clear for Spurs, but still Brentford have it inside the penalty area. Out towards the left-hand side, and now on the edge of the penalty area. It's an attempted cross in, which is cleared. Brentford still have possession, but they played it back towards the halfway line, and in fact played it back to the goalkeeper. And there goes the referee, Martin Atkinson's half-time whistle. It's been a fairly disappointing first 45 hours, to be said. Fairly lacking in goalmouth activity. The closest we've come was Ivan Toney hitting the crossbar with the header from the Christian Eriksen corner from the right-hand side. We've had no attempts on target from either side. It's been fairly uneventful, but intriguing half-time here at the Brentford Stadium here in West London. It's Brentford 0, Tottenham 0.
Sancho, yeah, let's get him, because it's easy to get Sancho in terms of, because he's renowned as one of the best youngsters in the world at that time.
He's had a difficult season, but
yeah.
so have most.
Varane, yeah, Real Madrid, let's get Varane. Ronaldo, 22 goals. I know we have a debate, you know, most of it's tongue-in-cheek, but Ronaldo, 22 goals, 100 Premier League goals now. He has done his job this season for Manchester United, without question. So, what's the profile would you do of a Manchester United player now? What's the DNA? They've got another history, the coach of the football club. There's so much wrong. It's unbelievable.
But I'll tell you what I find really interesting. You made the Arsenal comparison. But only last week we've had Arsenal
Arteta
fans on who are doubting Arteta. Now, Arsenal haven't had European competition, but at least there's a plan. Now, isn't there, Matthew? You're an Arsenal fan.
Chris, just very quickly, I've got to ask you, you can have an eye on the fight later this evening?
Yeah, I'm going to have an eye on it. Yep. Who do you fancy?
Yeah, there is, just going back to what you were saying, there is a plan, there is a process. Great result today. Felt a little bit for Nuno Tavares. I think he got very, very lucky today. I thought Xhaka and Elneny did okay. Xhaka got a great goal, by the way. Big ups to Xhaka. Odegaard had a great game. At half-time, we were dominant in possession, typical Arsenal. We're always easy on the eye going forward. Defensively, there are frailties. And if Xhaka hadn't have scored the goal, I guarantee United would have got an equaliser. It was that sort of game.
And just where are you on Arteta then, Matthew? Because go back a week. Okay, Arsenal fans not sure about Arteta, but with beating Chelsea, Manchester United, now he's the greatest ever again, isn't he?
It would be harsh to get rid of him. I was saying to one of your production team that given the wretched start, we lost to Brentford away, we lost to Chelsea at home, we got absolutely battered by City. You look at the second half of the season, we're well punching above our weight. Yes, in terms of club name and history, we're underachieving, but you have to admit we are punching above our weight, and I think he has earned himself another summer window just to try and get the players needed to get us where we need to be. That's my personal opinion. Some Arsenal fans might disagree with that.
All right, last question, Matthew. Is fifth okay for Arsenal?
Obviously not. Of course it isn't. We want to be back in the Champions League. But given, as I said, the start, the past couple of seasons have been absolutely wretched.
Matthew, thank you. Yeah, Matthew, thank you so much
Matthew,
for the call. Are you a boxing fan, Christopher?
Yeah, no, I used to watch boxing many years ago, and I sort of follow it a little bit, but I like the Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank era. Yeah. What an era.
Harry, Fulham fan.
Hello.
Hi, Harry.
Yeah, just come back from Bournemouth now. I thought today showed why we're top of the league, Bournemouth are second, and I think Bournemouth are still going to get pipped by Nottingham Forest because we're the team that want to go out there, attack, score 100 goals this year, and it's such a breath of fresh air having Marco Silva, and I think we'll stay up next year.
What gives you that confidence about next season? You and Norwich City, Michael, they keep missing each other, Harry, don't you? One up, one down.
Yeah, normally we bought a boiler, but I think next year we'll do it wisely. We've already got our 70-inch Pazza and Mitrovic, and I think people say he can't do it in the Premier League, but I think he'll do it next year, and I think we'll come back 12-13.
I mean, just you mentioned Marco Silva, brand of football this season. Fulham have been incredible to watch. Do you look at a club like Brentford though, and not far away from Fulham, but can you learn from what Brentford have done this season?
Well, I mean, I'd rather not learn what Brentford have done this season, but...
Why? They've been a massive success, haven't they? I mean, Robbie's talked about how important recruitment is in football. Their recruitment has been excellent.
Yeah, but they didn't sign Chris and Eriksen. They would have been playing in the Championship next year.
No,
I think,
Harry, come on, you're better than that.
I think it's like local rivals. What do you mean to say? Do you want me to praise them or?
Well, we can just, we can be analytical and say, well, Brentford have done pretty well, which they have.
Yeah, they did well when they signed Chris and Eriksen, but they were on free-for-all before that. But I think, I actually think next year we got a solid setup and we're more exciting. We're going to score probably 105 goals this season, and if you take half day Premier League next year, I think we'll do alright.
Harry, thank you so much for the call. Right then, Christopher, tomorrow afternoon is one of the biggest derbies in English football as Everton take on Liverpool. Representing the Reds, it's undefeated. The old pal of the show, Neil Atkinson from the Anfield Wrap, and for the Blues, Thomas Robertson from Toffee Blues. How are you both?
Very good indeed, Rob.
Yeah, not too bad yourself.
Oh, you're looking a bit deflated, Thomas. I can sense defeat.
We can't see, Thomas. You sound a bit deflated.
That's right,
This
mate.
is radio, Rob.
That's right, mate. That's right, mate, Thomas. Anyway, you ready, Thomas? You ready to take on the legend of the show?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
You think you can beat him?
Yeah,
Thomas,
of course,
cheer up, will you? I mean,
Can I just say,
you're making me sound, particularly positive.
Neil, can I just say before we start, Chris has already said that he thinks he's going to award the win to Thomas. I've said you've got to be fair. You can't do that. You've got to take it fair and square, Chris. Just let you know, Neil. So you're up against it.
It's absolutely fine. I saw a great goal scored by Blackburn in about 94 this week, where Sutton absolutely on Twitter, he retweeted it, and Sutton absolutely wound the opponents up before it started. And I just thought that's the great Chris Sutton in action there. You know what I mean? It's phenomenal, that sort of thing.
It was against Arsenal, was it? Right there. Are you ready? Hit that klaxon. Thomas, Goodison or Anfield?
Absolutely, Goodison Park. I mean, it's no problem at big clubs like Liverpool and United in terms of their stature. Their clubs are naturally going to end up very tourist destinations through very little fault of their own. But I'd take Goodison over it any day. I mean, the atmosphere is not always tremendous, but to be honest, I'd take 40,000 Everton fans over half a tourist stadium basically.
Oh, Neil.
I mean, it's interesting, you say Goodison versus Anfield. Everton are planning to leave Goodison. I love Goodison. I think it's absolutely fantastic, but they're making plans to leave Goodison. Earlier this season, Ben Foster was on record as saying what opposition teams try to do is wind the Goodison crowd up to go against their own team. You don't hear any of that sort of thing at Anfield. And the fact of the matter is that, Liverpool do have a worldwide supporter base, which is one of the reasons why they are where they are, and why also Liverpool brings so much more money into the city of Liverpool than Everton do.
Oh, good point, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, the issue Everton have is their football's that bad they can't attract tourists, maybe, in this season. Thomas?
Frank Lampard or Steven Gerrard? Player and manager. So let's go for manager. Who's a better manager, Frank Lampard or Steven Gerrard? Neil?
I mean, at the moment, Frank's won nothing, achieved very little, and whilst this season 17th will feel like a massive success, he's got it all to prove next season. Now, don't get me wrong, actually, I think Stevens probably underperformed by his standards so far at Aston Villa, but you look at his record there at Rangers, he's done brilliantly, and he's laid the groundwork for the brilliant work Van Gaal's doing now.
Thomas?
Well, I'd have to take Frank Lampard any day as a manager. Look, he hasn't won anything, but I'm not sure I'd necessarily count the Scottish Premiership as a major trophy.
Come on, Thomas.
Celtic fell apart last season. Look, he took advantage of a helpful situation to himself. Celtic were disarray. I'm not sure I'd count that as a win, but look, they're both relatively still unproven. And Gerrard hasn't had a tremendous start in the Premier League by any means, but I'm not sure I'm going to class Gerrard's major success in Celtic's kind of poorest season.
It's a bold move, Chris, I'd say, if Thomas was to come on here and say that the medals you won at Celtic are meaningless.
Does the Merseyside derby matter more to Everton, Thomas?
I'm not sure whether it matters more. It's obviously a very, very tricky fixture in the past few years. But look, we've had success in the past couple of years. It wasn't tremendous this season, but it wasn't necessarily going to ever be. I'd say it matters a lot to Everton fans, really, because we have shown signs of improvement under Ancelotti. We'll have to see how Lampard could do, but I'm looking forward to seeing him winding up Klopp on the touchline again as he did a couple of seasons ago.
Neil?
No, I think it matters equally to both. It's certainly the fixture I look out for first, and to be crystal clear about this, Everton are a major part of the city as far as I'm concerned, and I remember growing up basically in the 90s, never winning a derby really, not even at Anfield, let alone at Goodison Park, and it is the fixture I look forward to the most, and it's the one I'm excited about tomorrow, so I think it means the same to both sets of supporters.
What's more probable, Liverpool winning the league or Everton going down, Neil?
I think Liverpool winning the league is just more probable at this stage of proceedings, but I think it's touch and go. A lot of it's going to come down to actually how Burnley get on tomorrow. But at this stage, I think that we're looking for one slip up, and I fancy us to do the business if we get that one slip up. I think I think both are relatively likely, like sort of 40%-ish in the area, but I think Liverpool win the league is just a little bit more likely.
Thomas?
Look, City have proven time and time again that a tiny bit of pressure put on themselves and they can still coast to the finish line. So, but even then, I'd still say Liverpool win the league is more likely. Look, Lampard's improved us over the past couple of games. Got a couple of tricky fixtures coming up, but I can't see us getting relegated, hopefully. And look, the Merseyside derby's got to be massive for that. But Liverpool win the league, I still say is slightly more likely, even though City tend to be able to see it out.
Would a quadruple be the greatest ever achievement in English football, Neil?
Yes, and I really want this set of players to do it. It would be fantastic if they did. Listen, Manchester City are going to keep winning trophies in this country, whether it's next season or as they've shown for the last few seasons. But to be a Liverpool great, you've got to sweep all before you. You know, Phil Neal won 9 league titles at Liverpool at right back, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, even at this stage of his career, to be going some to match that. Whereas I think if this side just does it in one leap, wins all 4, then they've genuinely put themselves in the pantheon of greatness.
Because Robbie said English, would that be the greatest British achievement, Neil?
I think it would probably be the greatest British achievement. I
think Celtic won 5. I know you were knocking Scottish football earlier, Neil, but Celtic won 5 trophies in the season, Neil.
They did. No, and that would be great. I think it's also there's a European.
So Liverpool's 4. Well, Celtic won the big one, didn't they? 67.
68.
67. So therefore, winning. How would Liverpool's 4 be better than Celtic's 5? I'm trying to work that out.
Look, we go on and win the Club World Championship as well, and then we can all shake hands and go from there, and we'd all be pretty happy.
Score prediction for tomorrow, Thomas.
I can see it being a tricky fixture, but we've had success at Anfield in the past couple of seasons. Liverpool maybe have struggled at times, especially under Ancelotti, but it's going to be a tricky fixture. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 Everton win.
Oh, Neil.
I think it'll be trickier than people may imagine when the first or second best team in the world plays the 18th or 17th best team in the country. So I'm going to go with a big Liverpool 2, Everton 0, and I'd be more than happy with Liverpool 2, Everton 0 right now if you offered it to me.
Wow. So just before we go to Chris's score, where can we see your stuff, Neil?
The Anfield wrapping, if people want to download the app, it's on Google Play and Apple and all that.
And Thomas?
The Toffee Blues on any social media.
Oh, Chris. Can I just remind Neil, I just remembered something, Neil. Remember the Celtic team I played for when we popped Liverpool out of the UEFA Cup?
I do indeed. It was a great night. Great occasions,
great night,
Chris. Great occasions.
Scottish football wasn't that strong, though. But I'm going to award this victory to... I think Neil's won. I think you came on... You came on, Thomas. So negative. I get it. I get it. Everton have been woeful this season. Great atmosphere at Goodison when I was there when you beat Arsenal, in fact, Thomas. But I think you're up against it. Thomas was playing for the draw. I think tomorrow Liverpool will win 5-0. Sorry, Thomas. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I can see why you might say that, but I'm hoping for a better result.
Thomas, Neil, thank you so much. Enjoy tomorrow.
Take care.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Right. 0805 909 693. More of your calls after the news on 5 Live with Stuart Clarks.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Black shorts, black socks, and Spurs are in their sort of lilac-y purpley affair away strip this afternoon. No changes to tell you about at half-time, so we are as we were, same lineups as Brentford help themselves a throw-in on this left-hand side, deep inside the Spurs half, early in this second half, and as with the first half, it's Sorensen who's going to take this throw-in with the long run-up by looks things. Goes for the shorter one this time, gets the ball back immediately down towards the corner flag. First time crossed by him, left-footed, sails into the crowd behind that goal. It's going to be a goal kick. And put on a good run of form in the Premier League going into this fixture. They won 2-1 away at Watford last time out, but they've won 5 of their previous 6 Premier League fixtures. Just that one defeat in those 6 games to Leicester. Spurs themselves also disappointed last time out, that defeat which halted their recent good form as Son brings the ball over the halfway line, over on the far side for Spurs. Still going Son, tried to play the ball low inside the penalty area. The ball's up in the air and there to be won on the edge of the penalty area. Brentford get themselves in a right mess. It might drop kindly on the corner of the penalty area, and there's the attempted cross, which is disappointing from Højbjerg, which sails over the crossbar and goes through for a goal kick. So a couple of times inside that first half, Son certainly was has been the liveliest of the Spurs players, certainly the Spurs forward players. Scored in the corresponding fixture earlier this season at White Hart Lane, the 2-0 victory in December. It's going to be interesting to see this first sort of 5 to 10 minutes, second half, how Spurs approach things, because they look like a team inside the first 45 minutes that were happy for a point. I'm sure that's not the case, because if it does end in a stalemate, then Arsenal will remain above Spurs. Spurs have got a better goal difference, of course, so a win today would put them above Arsenal again on goal difference. With that big fixture to come, that fixture that certainly is looking more and more likely as being the crunch match that could decide that fourth place. Certainly with Manchester United losing today. West Ham not completely out of it, I suppose, but looking more and more likely that that fourth place is going to go to North London. But is it going to go to the red of North London or the white? Spurs in their change strip this afternoon, coming forward now, ball down the line, down the right-hand side as this one from Son to Kulusevski. Kulusevski cuts the ball back to his edge of the penalty area. Arriving there was Emerson Royale. His first touch was heavy, and it goes through to the goalkeeper. David Rea, the Spanish goalkeeper for Brentford, kicks on from hands, right-footed, looks towards the left-hand side this time. There is a flick on there from Bueno. And picked up down this near side is a crossing opportunity. The Spurs have won the ball back and cleared towards the halfway line. Good play there by Kulusevski. Kulusevski plays it back, and then the long ball forward, looking for the run of Son. Across comes the challenge, and a good one it was as well for Brentford, for Ruisleb to win the ball back as the long ball comes forward now. The keeper has to come out to clear that one. Hugo Lloris. Spurs caught unawares there, just caught napping really more than anything else the North London side. Brentford have a throw-in over on the halfway line, midway inside the Spurs half, which they've taken. Now it's with Christian Eriksen. He was live inside the first half. Ball out towards this near side for Brentford, for him towards the number 3, Rico Henry. Back towards Eriksen again. Eriksen plays it back towards the halfway line. Janssen, square ball by Janssen, receives the ball back immediately from Sorensen. Now left-footed ball out towards his near side, but there's space this time for the number 3, Rico Henry. They back towards the halfway line for Brentford as Harry Kane tries to charge down, and certainly Antonio Conte will want them working harder in this second half. The Spurs do wayline. That's exactly what the Italian manager will be looking for. Ball forward now, and it's intercepted. Good challenge on the edge of the penalty area. Back with the goalkeeper now for Brentford. Low ball now right-footed, this time to Eriksen. Eriksen does well under pressure. And Brentford clear towards the halfway line. One ball forward, right-footed now, looking for Mbeumo. Mbeumo's first touch is a little bit heavy, but he does well to retain possession. Gets the ball back on the edge of the penalty area. Shapes to shoot on his left foot. Ball comes back towards the edge of the penalty, and in the end, the ball comes into the box. And there's the shot, which comes in from Brian Mbeumo, and it's high and over the bar. Better though from Brentford. Just looking at a replay, that long ball forward, Hugo Lloris really need to come out of his goal, but he had a defender there covering and stole the ball there. Just headed by Tony. Forward towards the edge of the penalty area. It's clear the Spurs can bring the ball forward. Now it's Son twisting and turning on the halfway line, puts himself a free kick. And Kane just having a word with Martin Atkinson, not happy maybe that one of these fouls on Son have resulted in yellow cards. It's 2 or 3 times he's gone to the deck so far this evening, the Korean. Once more on Højbjerg out towards this right-hand side of Romero, leaving space for Romero, low ball towards the edge of the penalty, that's a good one. Harry Kane turns, gets the ball onto his right foot, gets the shot in, and did it take a deflection? Yes, it did. It's gone over the crossbar, but it's at the expense of a corner. Better from Spurs. Romero with the ball towards Harry Kane, just on the edge of the penalty with his back to goal, shielded the ball well, turned, got the ball on his right foot. He was under pressure from the defender, which was Pontus Jansson, and it picked up Pontus Jansson over the bar and through for a Spurs corner. Taking over on the far side from the Spurs left-hand side. Son will take this right-footed in swinging. And he comes now right-footed. For Harry Kane, it's headed clear towards the edge of the penalty area. Spurs have got possession though. And possession is with the number 21, Kulusevski. Kulusevski, the ball inside the penalty area to Harry Kane, turns and gets the ball into his right foot, plays it across the 6-yard area. And Buemo it was, taking no chances at all, puts that ball behind for another corner for Spurs, again to be taken from the left-hand side. And Harry Kane just starting to make his presence felt inside that penalty area at the start of the second half. As a couple of times he's put himself in good position. The first time with the shot, the second time just floating that ball across the edge of the 6-yard area, looking for somebody to get on the end of it. It was Buemo who did get on the end of it by headering it behind for a Spurs corner. Son to take once more, right-footed in swinging from the Spurs left-hand side. Takes the short one though this time, gets the ball back immediately, and then in comes the cross from Sessegnon low. It's a disappointing one. It's headed clear for Brentford. Spurs do have possession there out towards this near side once more, and Kulusevski gets the ball into the box. There's an opportunity there for a header from Son, but it's taken off, nicked off on the top of his head and behind for another corner. This time the defensive header from Jan out the German. Did well there just as Son was arriving late at the far post. Third quick corner in succession for Spurs. Again, Son to take it. Went for the short one last time. He's going to do that this time. He's going to play this one and right-footed in swinging. He does. It's a dangerous one as well, but it's headed clear on the edge of the 6-yard area for Brentford. The Spurs have possession, but they've had to play it all the way back to Hugo Lloris. Just on the edge of his penalty area. Takes one touch and then left-footed plays it out towards his fist. I straight to a Brentford player. Disappointing from the French international. And Brentford have an opportunity possibly now to stream forward down the left-hand side. Now is a crossing opportunity to ball up towards the near side, looking for Rico Henry. Just had too much on it, and Spurs can clear. Harry Kane has it. Harry Kane's done well. Plays up towards the left-hand side of Son, just inside the Spurs half, brings it over the halfway line down the left-hand side, cuts in field slightly, looks towards his right-hand side, and decides to play it back towards the centre circle, and Højbjerg floats the ball towards his near side. It's a good one now. Here's a crossing opportunity, and it comes. Harry Kane turns again, gets the shot in. It's blocked, and an opportunity for another shot. It's still inside that penalty area. It's a pinball inside the Brentford penalty area at the moment. Still not cleared. In the end, they've lofted it clear. There was a couple of opportunities for a shot there. First of all with Harry Kane, and also there was Kulusevski there, attempting to get a shot in, which was blocked by Brentford. They just couldn't clear their lines, the West London outfit. They did in the end. There's a throw-in to Spurs down this near side. They've already taken the throw-in. They've worked it towards the left-hand side this time. This pressure is building now from the team looking to get back into fourth place. And there's a disappointing crossing from Son, which sails over everybody's head and goes through for a goal kick. We played 10 minutes of the second half. Brentford 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Looking at a replay of that chance, there was acres of space down this near side for Emerson Royale. He got the cross in, and Harry Kane first of all tried the shot. There was three of them in fact who tried the shot. Then it was Kulusevski, and then finally it was Edsenko with the shot. All deflected, all blocked, and in the end Brentford did manage to clear their lines. They've got a goal kick now through David Raya. Kicks long, right-footed, towards the left-hand side this time. There's the pick on. Decent one as well. Brentford have possession on the halfway line. Now towards his near side now. And Buemo runs into trouble, loses possession. Spurs have it now through Kulusevski down the right side. Brings it to the halfway line. Strong challenge coming in. And Henry manages to win the ball back for Brentford, but then the ball's out of play. It's a throw to Spurs on the halfway line down their right-hand side. Takes it and throws it back inside his own half to Romero. Romero with the square ball. And then out towards the left-hand side for Spurs, still just inside their own half. Son comes deep. Leaves it for Bentancur. Bentancur out towards the left-hand side for Spurs. And the ball forward's got a bit too much on it. Could go back to the goalkeeper. The defender takes no chances at all though. Puts it out of play. So a throw into Spurs over on the far side. Inside the Brentford half, down the Spurs left-hand side, take a little break, played it back towards the halfway line to retain possession under a little bit of pressure this time. Long ball forward low. Right foot is a disappointing one, and Brentford could capitalise from that sloppy pass because they're streaming forward now. Here's an opportunity ball towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. Just had a little bit too much on it and allowed the challenge to come in for Spurs. And Spurs gift the ball back to Brentford immediately on the corner of the penalty area. Now it's with Ericsson. Ericsson ball up towards his near side, and Henry, the number 3, looking to go around the defenders inside the penalty area. Now he gets the ball on his left foot. Can he cut this one back across? It comes off of the defender. Does it Romero? And I think in the end it just ricocheted off of the Brentford player, and it's time for a goal kick. Just keep an eye on that one just to see the referee's decision is. It was good skill by Henry, the number 3. But it certainly looks as if it came off of the Spurs player. It will be a corner. And with the replay, the referee is absolutely correct. So it's a corner from the Brentford left. Christian Eriksen will take it right-footed in swinging. It's the closest they came to a goal in the first half. Brentford with these corners when Ivan Toney's had a crushed against the crossbar. In comes the latest corner. Headed clear on the edge of the 6-yard area. They back inside the penalty area. The ball's still there to be won inside the 6-yard area. The Spurs can't clear their lines. Back across the 6-yard area at the end, and it's through to Lloris. Lloris going to release that ball quickly for Spurs, but thinks better of it. Now Brentford to get themselves back in position. Bolted out low towards this right-hand side. This time for Spurs. Low ball out towards Emerson Royale. Puts it back inside his half immediately, where he finds Eric Dyer. Dyer brings the ball forward towards the centre circle and then plays it towards the left-hand side, and Ben Davies brings the ball over the halfway line and plays it on to Bentenka and out towards the left-hand side. And challenge comes in, it's out of play. It's a Spurs throw in midway inside the Brentford half down the left-hand side. Son going to take it, and he's going to leave this one to Sessignon. Throws it back towards the halfway line. It's inside the centre circle now with Romero. It's with Emerson Royale, inside the Brentford half, down the right-hand side, back in field once more to Romero and back to Dyer on the halfway line. Dyer out towards the right-hand side again, and Højbjerg plays it to Emerson Royale. He gets into a little bit of trouble under pressure from the 2 Brentford players, and the West London outfit win the ball back. Henry plays the ball down the line. It's a decent one as well. There's a strong challenge coming in. That's going to be an interesting one for the referee. That's going to be a free kick for Brentford. Emerson Royale eager to win the ball back there for Spurs, but a little bit too eager. And Brentford will have themselves a free kick. And Buemo it was winning the free kick from that challenge. So this free kick will be just a few yards in field down the Brentford left-hand side, about midway inside the Spurs half. Christian Eriksen is behind it, looking maybe to clip one in towards the edge of the penalty area. That didn't feel from the court actually. It's more like sort of 10, 12 yards in field. It's probably about 45 yards from goal. So Martin Atkinson just making sure everything's a-okay on the edge of that penalty area. Eriksen then right-footed will clip this one in for Brentford. Goes for the short one actually down the line. And just had a little bit too much on it. Just allowed the Spurs defender, which was Kulusevski, to slide in with the challenge and put it out for another corner. We played an hour here in West London. Brentford 0, Spurs 0, and another corner for Brentford from the left-hand side, which Christian Eriksen will take. It's their 10th corner of the evening. 2, 4, 5 red and white shirts inside that penalty. Eriksen goes for the short one this time, gets the ball back. Gets it onto his left foot this time low ball in left foot. It was a disappointing cross, but it has been turned behind, I think, for a corner. Harry Kane it was, back doing the dirty work for Spurs at the near post. Couldn't prevent the corner as he cleared. And again, Eriksen will take, but there's a couple of times Eriksen's gone for the short one and it's not worked at all for Brentford. It's certainly been far more dangerous from a Brentford perspective when they've played this one into the penalty area, which it looks as if Christian Eriksen will do now. Let's have a look at this one. You've got Janssen lurking inside the penalty area.
The best part of any action movie is the
headed clear. Lofted back in towards the edge of the 6-yard area for Brentford. Spurs are clear once more. Brentford win the ball back again, and there's a challenge coming in. And an unfair one, says the referee. The number 21, Kulusevski, eager to win that ball back for Spurs, about 25 yards out, but a little bit too eager. His first touch was a bit heavy, which lost him possession in the first place. And Ivan Toney stole the ball back for Brentford and trying to win that ball back. He committed the foul, conceded the free kick. So this is in a particularly dangerous position, about 30 yards out towards the right of centre. Eriksen's behind it, would suit a left footer to be fair from this position, and you've got the left foot potentially of Mbuemo who's behind it as well. Eriksen, of course, predominantly right-footed. Four-man wall for Spurs on the edge of the penalty area. Hugo Lloris just bellowing instructions to his defender, so it looks like it might be Mbuemo with the left foot with the bright orange boots on for Brentford. It will be Christian Eriksen with the right foot. It's disappointing. Hits the wall and bounces out towards the far side. It will be a throw-in though to Brentford. A wry smile there from Eriksen. But I think really from that position it would have suited the left foot from Mbuemo more than it did Eriksen. Eriksen fancied to go at it. Throw into Brentford then over on the far side, midway between the byline and the 18-yard line. It's going to be the long one again by the looks of things. As the ball is dried with the towel. Here comes the throw-in. Put it up into the air and not particularly clear for Spurs. Brentford have it again about 30 yards out, stabbed towards his left-hand side. He's going to have a little bit too much on it, I think, though. And in the end, just scampering there to try and get hold of it. Brentford concede the throw-in rather than the corner. It was Salmon Goddess, it was, scampering down towards the corner flag. Did well just to prevent the goal kick, so it's a throw-in for Spurs right next to the corner flag, deep inside their own half, down their right-hand side. Emerson Royal to take it. Royal takes the throw-in. Spurs can clear now. And Son has it midway inside the Brentford half, plays it towards the left-hand side. Spurs already bringing the ball over the halfway line with Davis up towards the left-hand side to Sessegnon midway inside the Brentford half is already now level with the edge of the penalty area, and then he sends an absolutely dreadful ball sailing high over the crossbar and through for a goal kick. And Antonio Conte, a little clip of him there on the touchline, looks absolutely disgusted with that. Spurs, well, they just failed to get going this afternoon. Meant to require some changes from the subs bench, remains to be seen. Like Sir Davison Sanchez, Harry Winks, Joe Rotten and Lucas Moore on the bench for Spurs this afternoon. If Antonio Conte did think about the changes maybe midway through the half, about 3 minutes away from the midway point of this second period, as Brentford have possession over on the far side. Loose pass though on the halfway line allows Son tracking back to win the ball back for Spurs. Loose pass themselves though by Spurs as Brentford make their way forward, and Eriksen tries the shot. It's a couple of yards wide, and I think it took a deflection on the way through, and it's through for a corner again for Brentford. But that was an opportunity. First sighted goal really we've seen from Eriksen. Picked that ball up about 25 yards out, got onto his left foot, and I think it did just nip off of the Spurs defender. And yet again it's a corner. This was the 11th now of the evening, and again it's Eriksen to take it from this near side, the Brentford left. Eriksen then with his left arm in his air, so often he does when he takes his corners, and he comes right-footed. Lloris comes, punches, does well, actually clears it towards the edge of the penalty area. Way back in, there's the header down, it's cleared off the line for Spurs. Still Brentford have possession inside the penalty area, still an opportunity in the shot at the near post, and surely it's in. No, it's cleared by, well, one of the defenders. It was pushed clear first of all by Lloris, and Brentford so close on two occasions there to break in the deadlock, and suddenly Spurs might have a break on themselves here, and down goes the number 5 on the halfway line, Højbjerg, and it's going to be a first yellow card of the afternoon as Spurs look to take this free kick quickly. We'll bring that back in a minute just to check who that yellow card was for, but Spurs have possession now on the edge of the penalty area. Here's an opportunity for Son, got the ball on his left foot, he's inside the penalty area, plays it towards the left-hand side, and Sessegnon tries to get the cross in, but it's deflected at the near post. Put out for a corner, but just looking at a replay of that a moment ago, the ball was played inside the penalty. Harry Kane actually headed the ball off the line, and then as it came back towards the left-hand side, it was Eriksen actually with the shot, which was pushed clear by Hugo Lloris.